Hello.
Or
well, welcome,
what are you doing?
welcome to the Superhero Hub. I'm Sam,
Sure, I'm
and today we're reviewing,
The Walking Dead.
and just like that intro, which I assure you we planned for, uh, the episode was a fucking shambles. Tell 'em.
Well, Carl died.
That's all you have to say.
Yeah, that's about it, innit?
Well,
What
no,
else you want?
well, no, because I'm gonna go in deep. Hashtag penetration. Uh,
Morgan went around stabbing people. What else happened?
Well, he's gone off the rails recently because he was very passive, and then he went off the rails, and now this for me has been like, okay, the little kid juked that man, so now he's gonna calm down now, because in some respects his soul was saved by the little boy. Well, he's gonna.
What's that? It's way more fun when he's going around stabbing people.
Well, to be honest, at the end of the season he's gonna piss off and go on Fear the Walking Dead anyway, so I don't really care for him. My point
Is
is,
Fear the Walking Dead a prequel?
yeah.
So can't he still be in the normal Walking Dead?
Yeah, that's what I mean, but I don't know whether it's kind of caught up. I think originally it was a prequel, but now it's kind of, I'd figure it must have kind of caught up a bit.
How could it catch up though? Aren't they both going at the same? Isn't the Walking Dead always going to? I don't know. I'm just guessing, but isn't the Walking Dead always going to be a certain time ahead unless they do a time jump on
Yeah,
that show?
yeah, that's what I mean. I don't know, but like, I was thinking about it and I can't figure like where he'd actually bump into him. You know what I mean?
Well, didn't he disappear for a while in the main show? Like, depending where that show is set. Like, Rick saw him in the first season, right? And then there was years where he didn't show up and his kid died or something. It was
Mm,
crazy.
yeah, but I mean, I don't know.
Well, we'll find out later, I guess.
Yeah, I think they'll have to explain that. So anyway, yeah. But Carl dying, see, I thought they were, because like, the actor's dad kicked off that apparently, like, they fired him or let him go. I mean, he used the word fired him, but I mean, it's let go. Obviously, he was emotional. But he made that he got fired on his 18th birthday and is well upset and stuff like that. So I thought maybe they're pump fake it. But the reason for doing it, because there's a pretty main character in the comic books, but their reason for doing it is they couldn't figure out a way where they could explain not killing Negan when the time comes, because obviously in the comic books, like, he don't get killed, he gets locked up in a prison in Alexandria, and then it kind of, they do a time jump, so the showrunners couldn't figure out a way of doing that, and being like, oh yeah, we're not going to kill Negan, and everyone be like, okay then. So they thought, oh no, we'll kill Carl and then make his big message about doing things differently. So when Rick gets face to face with Negan, it'll be like, oh, I'm not going to kill you because Carl wants me to do things differently. So that's their big,
That's utter bullshit.
yeah,
That's ridiculous.
that's their excuse for that. That's their reasoning. They couldn't figure a way, so they thought, oh no, let's kill one of the main characters and use that as a catalyst for Rick not killing him.
It doesn't even make sense with Rick's character. This, I mean, at least based on what we've seen before, I get events changing people's lives and shows, and even in real life as well. But no one changes that much. Rick is a person who will just go around gunning people down to say, if anything, surely he's going to be more protective of the kid he's got left. I don't get that. It just seems like something for shock value. And maybe it's not. Maybe that is their reasoning. But I don't get... Comics and TV shows are different mediums, but I don't get how it can work in the comic and it won't work in the show.
My thoughts exactly. So yeah, that was... I mean, I didn't really care for Carl. I know you liked him a lot when he was like, you know, going around popping people, but then
Yeah.
he went kind of, then they made him pussy, and now,
I just thought, and we talked about this before, I thought Carl people complained about him a bit, and I get that he was the annoying kid and whatnot, but I thought it was way more. He talked about it in this episode, didn't he? That kid he popped a few years back.
Yeah.
I thought that's how you should be. If you're a kid that's growing up in the world that they're in now, Carl is exactly who everyone should be, not this passive Gandhi character he became towards his death. It just made no sense. Not to me, anyway.
Yeah. That was maybe one of the reasons why he weren't annoying, because he was doing the Lord's work. Were you surprised that, because I figured what Rick could do is get mad at the Indian man because it was kind of his fault, but he didn't do that either.
I thought he might, but then in retrospect, clearly what they're doing what you're saying. They're trying to have Carl make Rick a more passive character, so I guess they just don't want to take it that way.
So yeah, you had that go on, and then you had the Morgan stuff, and then pretty much not anything else.
Yeah, there was one other thing, wasn't there? Or am I?
I thought they would have dragged out killing him. I thought he would have carried on for a couple of episodes, because you saw what he was like at the end of last episode, and then this episode it was like in the same time frame, and all of a sudden he's gone really pale and his eyes around his eyes are purple. You know what I mean? He looked completely different in the space of like 2 seconds. So it's interesting that they rushed it, because really, like, it weren't bothering him that much, so I would have thought they would have dragged it out a couple more episodes.
Yeah, well, I'm glad he died in one. I will say, I would have just, maybe it would have been a bit too laborious, but I would have just spent the whole episode with Carl. Like, the jump into the Morgan thing, as much as it was cool to see him go around killing people, it just kind of felt out of place. Like, especially that was your lead in, that was the lead into the credits. Like, you have all that flashing of Carl, like, living his last day or whatever he was doing, and then it cuts to Morgan on the road as we go to the credits. I don't really... This is their thing, though, isn't it? Well, no.
Well, their thing is to focus on one whack thing for a whole episode, and this they didn't, because
we've complained about it in the past, so to be fair, they're doing something... they're doing the opposite of what we complained about. I just feel like this is the wrong time to do it. If you are going to spend one episode with a character, now's the time you should do it, when you're going to kill off the kid.
The song at the start was baggage, and it went on too long. That was one of my observations. I thought that was whack. So yeah, apart from that, there's not really much else to talk about. I mean, really.
No, I suppose the acting was alright. Andrew Lincoln was pretty good. There aren't many times he gets to do the emotional stuff. He was okay.
See, I disagree.
Really?
Yeah, I thought he was going to melt more. I was expecting that. It didn't really do anything for me. It was like he was trying, but he just couldn't do it, so he just was like stone-faced.
I disagree. I think it was enough. You don't want to have him breaking character and be balling all over the place. This is not what he does, is it? He cried enough. I thought it was fine. If send-offs go, it was okay. It was a bit trite, but, you know, whatever. It just seems pointless. Why? I don't get why you're killing off Carl. I don't get what it does for anything. Do you really, we can't think of a way to save Negan? Well, why save Negan? Just kill him. Why are you saving Negan and sacrificing an important character for the show?
I don't know.
I don't understand what it does for the future to keep Negan around and kill off Carl.
Because he's probably a fan favourite.
Well, maybe, but I still don't get why you need to kill Carl to keep him alive. Just have him escape somewhere. I don't get it. It makes no sense. It seems like you've already killed... It seems like just a murder for murder's sake. Well, it's not really a murder, he got bitten, but still, I don't get it.
Okay.
I don't think anyone does.
No, but I mean, they've got a new showrunner next season. So, I mean, whatever that'll mean.
Too late now.
Let's talk numbers before we wrap up. 7.5.
Yeah, I'll give it the same. I don't think it was terrible. I just thought it's one of those episodes I sit there thinking, why are we doing this?
Mm.
But as it goes, yeah, not bad.
I'm Sam,
I'm
and we'll see you next time on the Superhero Hub.